Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Ty Boogie. Hey, man, your boy is back in the building. Look, if I'm looking to the right a little bit, it's because I'm watching a live right now. I'm on live on TikTok while I'm doing this podcast episode. This is my first time testing out my new mic. You know, I'm using my camera and I'm doing it all by myself. You know, called Boogie Individual. You know what I mean, I'm trying to clean up the background so y'all don't judge your brother. I know some of y'all a little judgmental out there, all right? Now I ain't calling you mental. I said you a little judgmental, all right? It's two damn different things, all right? You judge too damn much. This is what I'm saying. But hey, man, look. Today I'm gonna be answering some questions that I get on my podcast. Some Q&A questions. So all of the content that we're about to, flow with is going to come from the guests. This is like a live damn video, live in effect. You watching the recording after, this, you watching the aftermath, this the after effect, they getting it live. All right. Hey, man. So somebody on here brought up, this is why I I literally grabbed my whole setup. I was like, no, I got to record this. I can't waste this moment because the topic they brought up was something that was very touchy for me. That topic was their anxiety. They're trying to figure out how to get rid of their anxiety. They're trying to figure out what's a way to cope with anxiety without, dabbling into drugs or dabbling into alcohol, dabbling into things like that, right? This really hits home for me. And the reason why is because lately, I'll say the past few months, I've been battling with a high level of anxiety. See, I'm somebody, just a little backstory on me. I'm somebody that's very confident. People know me to be the funniest dude in the room. I say whatever's on my mind and I put it in a funny way so nobody's offended. These are the things that make me me. But lately, for some reason, I just have not felt like myself. What I've learned through this journey of my anxiety and where my anxiety is coming from is because I've put so much trust and just focus on how other people perceive me. By thinking about how other people perceive me, created some type of social anxiety. I feel like social anxiety is one of the worst levels of anxiety because you literally can't get away from yourself. You don't want to be around anybody and you don't like the thought of being around or anybody being around you. So it's kind of like you don't like yourself, So for me, it was like a constant waking up every day, just dreading. I would feel hot flashes through my body. You ever felt goosebumps? It would feel like goosebumps just by the thought of seeing people today, and I did not like the feeling, y'all. I really did not like that feeling. The feeling was, it was like, I want to get away, but what am I trying to get away from? I'm trying to get away from myself. And now I'm not going to say, I'm not going to use the word because I don't want to get kicked off of TikTok. But what I will say is I feel like that's the point where people start to hurt themselves. They feel like they can't bear with themselves anymore. Now I'm going to tell you all this and I'm going to tell you how now I'm reversing it. It's a dark place. It's a dark place, and nobody around you will understand because they know you to be person A, but now you're telling them, no, I feel like person B now, and I don't know what happened to myself. Yo. What I had to do was I had to trust myself again. I had to ask myself, what if I put all this energy in thinking that, oh my God, people don't like me. People don't want to see me. People don't want to hear what I got to say. What if I put that same energy into believing, no, everybody wants to hear me. Everybody wants to hear what I got to say. What I'm saying is important. When I talk, I sound fluent. I sound smooth. What if I put that same level of thinking into me just being confident? No. And I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? I would rather make somebody think I'm talking too much than me think to myself, oh, this person doesn't want me to talk anymore. So now I'm hiding in a shell that I feel like God has blessed me with. I feel like He has blessed me with a voice, to be able to explain myself and and be able to relate with people. But me drawing back and not, speaking because of my anxiety is me not operating in the blessing that God has gave me, So it just got to the point that I was like, you know what if I reverse it? I'm going to go a whole week assuming everything I say, people like to hear it. Everything I'm saying makes sense. People that see me, they think I'm attractive. It's because what it is, it's a whole reverse you have to do on your mental. Where my anxiety came from and me not trusting myself, it came from a bad relationship. I was in a relationship where I was chasing somebody's validation so much that it became my new way of thinking, constantly looking for somebody to tell me what I'm saying makes sense. And that's why I tell a lot of people, if you're in a relationship, and this person is giving you so much uncertainty, if you deal with that for too long, you will now, that will be your thought pattern. That will now become how you think. You will be so used to being confused about, whether or not what you're saying is okay, whether or not a relationship can mess up the wiring in your head. It happened to me. I was in this relationship and I was like, okay, and when I'm saying she's not reciprocating my actions. So are my actions valid? And mind you, this was the first time I ever got into that point. It was the first time I ever felt like that. But because I allowed myself to deal with that for so long, constantly confused on whether or not she liked me, constantly confused on whether or not my jokes was funny, I got to the point where I didn't trust myself no more. So when we broke up, it was kind of like well, damn, okay, I don't have you anymore to chase your validation. Now I'm back in the dating field. I have all these other new validators that now I'm kind of looking for their validation. So now I'm super uncomfortable because it's like, what does that person think? Oh, that person, they probably think I'm funny, but maybe they don't. Oh, whoa, what about that person? Because she's kind of not really giving me eye contact. So does she? So it's like a constant battle that I went through, or I was going through, all because of a bad relationship that I put myself through. What we don't understand is, although we feel like, I'm just sticking it through because I love this person. Oh, I'm just staying in this relationship because, I feel like this person can change one day. You don't understand the impact that it is making on you by you staying in that situation. You are putting yourself through something just to satisfy possibly the future. You think, okay, if I just put myself in a position where I got to keep taking the blows and I got to keep on getting punched to the face, also I can make this relationship work. Before you know it, you'll look up and you done took so many jabs to the face because you want this relationship to work. You took so many jabs to the face that you look up and now you look different. My experience, y'all. Now you look different. You look in the mirror and it's like, wait a minute. What happened to the person I used to be? Now you look at your old pictures and you almost want to cry because you want to be that person again. You may look the same or like physically, but you don't feel the same. And it's because you have allowed your emotions to get played with. You allowed your emotions to get jabbed. Like, let's just think of a boxing ring. Like, if you just stand there and you allow Mike Tyson to just punch you in the face, right? Just punch you in the face. Yeah, the fight is going to go on. Yeah, the crowd is going to love what they're watching. You're satisfying the viewers. But what are you doing to yourself by just standing there? By just staying in that situation? Long term, you're the more you stay, the harder you're going to have to heal. The longer your healing process will take. And y'all, I bring all of this up because my healing journey, it brought me a lot of anxiety, and that's when I realized I had a lot of healing to do. Like, I wouldn't look at people in their eye. I'm being very transparent right now. Like, and the main reason why I feel like I could be transparent with this is because I'm not there no more. I'm really stepping out of it. I couldn't look at people in their eye. I felt like when I looked at people in their eye, they may have seen me the way she was seeing me. And it wasn't, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't really about her. It was just the fact that I was so intrigued with chasing her validation. It wasn't that I was in love. It wasn't none of that. It was just I allowed myself to chase her validation. I allowed myself to go so deep into chasing her, whatever she's thinking. And I mean, that is what I yearned for. You know, that is what I yearned for. So it got to the point where I no longer trusted myself. If it wasn't being said by the other person, then I didn't believe it. Y'all, that is the worst place to be in, because you can't escape yourself. My body, when you get chills, it's an involuntary feeling. You don't know when you're gonna get chills. You just get chills. Imagine you just get chills randomly. You're not gonna like this body anymore. It's like, because I'm very much, we're beings, we're a soul, and our soul is just experiencing a human experience. If my body just keep having chills, or it just keeps on just getting super hot, I'm not going to like this body anymore. And it's the same thing with your mental. If you allow your mental to go through something for too long, you're going to mess up the wiring in your mind, and you're not going to like the experience of what it is to be a human. And that's when people get to the point where they jump off the deep end. Or that can be drugs. That can be drinking. That we have to get to the point where we shift our perspective. And the only perspective that really matters is our own perspective. Like, what if we put all that energy, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my God, what kind of day is this going to be? Are they going to look at me? Are they going to think I'm stupid? Are they going to think what if you had that same level of energy and you twisted it and said, no, they are going to like me. They love me. Now, I mean, I am beautiful, and the thing about it is, this is the truth. For every person that you believe does not like you, there's somebody that loves that part of you. For every person that doesn't laugh at my jokes, there's somebody that I will make them crack up. But what does that tell you? You can't chase people's validation. You can only tell yourself what you are. Now, I mean, if I chase people's validation, but two people give me two different perspectives, what perspective is me? Neither of their perspective is me. I am who I say I am. That's the point that I want to get to. I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm being very vulnerable right now. It got to the point where it was affecting my relationship with me and my daughter. I started to second guess myself so much, and it wasn't like, I don't want y'all to think, oh my God, this girl really broke his heart. It wasn't that, because I wasn't that into her, but I was into what this can become. Now, I mean, and because I allowed myself to go through this, like constantly focus on what it can be and not what it was, it messed up my wiring, y'all. So even the relationship with my daughter, there would be moments where like I just felt like my daughter was looking at me like, she doesn't think I'm good enough. She doesn't think I'm a good enough parent. And that means people like, although I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, like it was even affecting that. Like, so now I start shying away. Like, all right, let me, you could go upstairs, you could go in your room. And I became like, I went into a shell of myself, y'all. I went into like a shell and I would tell everybody, I would say, yo, I don't know what it is, but I don't feel the same. I don't feel like, if y'all go on my YouTube right now, y'all go to my old videos. Granted, I believe in growth. But if you go to my real old videos, you'll see how goofy and just, I don't care what y'all think about me. This is who I am. You'll see how I was, and then you'll see a transition into me becoming a man. Now that has multiple reasons, but when I look back at those videos, I feel away. First, I feel a little embarrassed because I don't have the energy to do that same thing. But secondly, I feel like, damn, I miss that feeling. I miss that feeling of just feeling so, I don't care, like it, or just confident, like, and again, like I said, you could tell people, but they won't understand, y'all. So my experience was just, it's not so much, okay, I need to be around different people. Well, yes, I definitely need to be around different people. I need to be around people that actually tell me, they actually see the greatness in me, and I don't have to chase them to tell me that I'm great, But not only that, I need to see the greatness within myself. I have to be okay with being in a room full of 30 people, and all 30 of those people think I am the ugliest person alive. but I still believe I am the most beautiful person alive. I still believe what I have to say has to be said. You know, I feel like me making this video right now is gonna help somebody. You know, it's gonna touch somebody. Somebody's going through this. But the thing about those anxiety and those panic attacks is you don't know how to explain it because it's so all of a sudden, and it's almost like it hurts. It's like a pain that don't physically hurt, but it hurts. And then you start having anxiety about you having anxiety. Anxiety is scary, y'all. And I don't feel like anxiety is something that could just be healed over, drinking or smoking. Now you're gonna lean into that substance. You're gonna have to chase that for the rest of your life, a bottle or a blunt or whatever, just for you to feel normal. And I feel like there's a lot of people that smoke every single day when they wake up because they're trying to avoid what reality is for them, which is an anxiety-filled day. You know what I mean? So yeah, y'all. If I could tell y'all anything, and then I'm gonna allow my people to ask me some more questions. If I could tell y'all anything, the peace is in your perspective. The piece is in your perspective of how you're perceiving things right now. I'm going to say this, okay? I want to also tell you this. You right now, let's just say you was in this room. You was in front of me. Instead of being on the other side of the camera or the other side of YouTube or the other side of TikTok, you are in front of me. I could be having this conversation and I could be losing my confidence. For whatever reason, I just have a thought that this person does not want to hear what I'm saying. It may be because you haven't said, you haven't gave me any reason to think, okay, this person's listening. This person is agreeing. This person is really into whatever I'm saying. So I start to lose my confidence. So the point that I'm trying to make to you, I can't even really get it across to you because I'm so focused on she doesn't really want to hear me. Now, let's flip it from your perspective. So that's what I'm thinking you're thinking. Now, what you're actually thinking about me is, wow, he just is so well spoken. What he's saying is exactly what I need to hear. But you're so locked in. I bring that topic up because you will never know how people actually feel about you. You can't dwell in what you don't know. And one thing you will never know is how everybody feels about you. So why even focus on it? Some people will project one thing, but really be feeling another thing. A person will roll their eyes at you when all the while, the way they actually feel is, I wish I looked like her. I wish I was as tall as him. Oh my God, he thinks he's all that. The thought in their actual head, like that. That's what they said out loud. Oh, you think you're all that. So now you start to think, oh my God, am I acting like I'm all that? Really, what they're really saying is in their head is, damn, I wish I was like you. I wish I was as confident as you. So from me to you, what I want to tell you is be all that. Let people think you think you're all that. Because what's the reverse of not thinking you're all that? Being insecure. I miss them days when people used to be like, oh, he's so full of himself. I wasn't full of myself as in arrogant. I was full of myself as in confident in myself. But people that weren't confident in themselves will spew that onto me. Y'all, this is shifting your perspective. Anxiety is definitely something you feel in your body, but it's something that is in your head. It is in your head. It is a way you are perceiving things. Assume better. Same way you assume bad, assume the best. That's what's been working for me. Now, me and my daughter, we play. I'm stupid. When I'm around her, I'm stupid. I'm acting like a fool. I like that word better. And I'm doing the most. Yesterday, she was like, Daddy, you doing the most. She had a moment where my daughter yesterday, my about to be 8-year-old daughter, said to me, you are doing the most. And in my head, I was like real quick, the little anxiousness came back like, wait, do you look stupid? Are you doing too much? But then it also came back with, nah, just be you. Do what you're doing. If it feels good, if it feels free, and if it feels true to you, keep doing it. Later on, she comes back to me and says, Daddy, I had such a fun day with you today. My daughter came up to me and said, Daddy, I had such a fun day with me. So she projected, Daddy, you're doing too much. I almost perceived it as, Daddy, you need to stop. Her overall feeling of me was, Daddy, this was a great day. What that said to me, and I might get a little emotional, what that says to me is, Daddy, I love when you're being you. Who matters more? Who sees you who really sees you for you? Your kids. The kids really see you. They see you when you're mad. They see you when you're happy. They see you when you're down. They see you when you're tired. They see you. And they will give you the honest truth on you. Everybody else, they'll see you mad, but still act happy. They won't ask you what's going on because it's none of my business. Your kids will keep it a stack with you. When my daughter said that, Daddy, I had a fun day with you. She didn't even know that Daddy was trying something new. She ain't know that Daddy was is working on himself, reversing a mindset that he had. So now he's trying something new, and you just confirmed that this is working. This is like who Daddy actually is a good man, is okay. The other day, I'll give you another example. The other day I sat down for dinner with a couple of my battle buddies or whatever. A couple of us got promoted. Shout out to everybody that got promoted the other day. A couple of us got promoted and I was late. So now, again, a little anxious, but I'm also telling myself, assume that they're going to be happy to see you. I came at the end of the dinner. They already drank their drink. They already ate their food. So I'm like, all right, so what am I going to sit down and just awkwardly sit there and just look at them? So I was like, all right. But then again, you don't want to do too much because then you might be. Then I was like, you know what? F all that. Be you. Sit down, be you, and make this time enjoyable. Sat down. Y'all, I was being goofy. I was making faces. I was being me. And it felt good. And then there was moments while I was being me that was telling me, yo, stop being yourself. Stop. You look crazy. So what are you doing? Why'd you say that? No. Don't say that. Say this. Oh my God, it's quiet. It might be quiet because they're thinking this. But then I just said, man, F that thought. And then at the end of it, everybody, mind you, I was the main one talking. Everyone at the end was like, man, I had so much fun. Like, it was a vibe of like, that was cool. That was like, I mean, and nothing about it was, oh my God, he's weird. Then the next day, people are like, those same people were greeting me. Mind you, these like coworkers, so they're not like my best of friends. So like, I didn't know how it was gonna be the next day because y'all just saw a new side of me. So they're like waving at me and already smiling like, he gonna tell another joke. Like, and it felt good, man. It felt great. So I say all this to say, man, get back to trusting yourself. Get back to trusting yourself. I want you guys to find the reason, find the time that you stopped trusting yourself. Find out what was the day that I stopped trusting myself. What was the moment? What was the conversation? What about that conversation? What about that moment made me stop trusting myself? Did you lose your job? So now you feel like you're a bad employee? Did you have a bad breakup? So now you think you're a bad girlfriend? Did you mess up in life? Did you make a mistake in life? So now you condemn yourself every day and say that you don't have the ability to be the person you actually know you can be, or you want to be, I should say. Was there a time that happened? You just stopped trusting it. It was a day. It was a moment. If you know that at some point in time you was A type of person and now you're B type of person, something in between A and B happened. And based off of whatever that is, you have changed your perspective on you. Y'all, I'm so glad I'm so glad that I grabbed this camera right now. I grabbed the mic and set it up because I really want to get this out, y'all. And life feels better. It feels And you know, one of the things also is that I'm a social media influencer. So a lot of what I do actually is based off of, you know, the reactions I get from people. But now I was watching my old videos. I was like, man, you didn't even used to read comments. And look how many comments you got of, yo, this dude is hilarious. This dude is I'm sitting there like I'm feeling teary-eyed reading my old comments. Cause I'm like, yo, you wasn't doing nothing but being you to your core. You know, like I was me. Like that was a different level of me. Like, but it was me. And now I became, before, because I'm not claiming that no more, I became a watered down, washed down version of what I feel like is accepted. Don't be that person. Don't be a watered down version of yourself. It's you. Your likes, your wants, that somebody else, what you're passionate about, somebody else is very passionate about, and they can't wait to have a conversation about it. The people around you, they may not be into what you're into. So you assume, I should be into this. No. You ever been in a conversation with somebody, you're like, oh my God, I can't talk to nobody about this. But the fact that and y'all just like, yeah, oh my God, me too. Yes. Oh, I feel the same way. Oh, this is so refreshing to have this conversation. That just goes to show who you are. There's somebody else out there that can relate. But don't chase other people to relate to you. God made us all different for a reason. So just because you don't fit in with your friends anymore, just because you don't do the same things you used to do, doesn't mean you're wrong. Doesn't mean you should stray away from who you are. Still be you. Even if that dude didn't validate you, you liked him a lot. He made you feel some type of way. So now you don't trust yourself anymore. No. Let me ask you a question. Again, a shift in perspective. For an example, that girl, I had to shift my perspective. Like, what if the reason why she wasn't treating me how I wanted to be treated, or she wasn't reciprocating the energy, was because of something she had going on personally? There's been people in my past that I ain't gonna get into. I'm going too far. I ain't gonna go that far. But what if it was because she was projecting how she felt personally about something else? What if I triggered her because of the experience we was having? What if she didn't get over her ex? So she was reacting to me a certain type of way because her heart is not really here. She got into this relationship with me because maybe she liked me. She seen something in me, but her heart is really over there. That doesn't say nothing bad about me. I can't technically steal your heart. I can make you like me, but if you just love somebody else, that doesn't have nothing to do with me. That's a commitment issue that you have. Well, not a commitment issue, but an honesty issue that you have within yourself. You're over here, but you want to be over there because you still love that person. Like, what if it's that? It's not that I'm not funny. It's not that I'm not handsome. It's not that I'm not tall enough, because I'm 6'2". Right? If we talking height, I put my height out there. I'm 6'2" and a half sometimes. And if I have on my New York Timbs, I'm 6'3". But on to my story. But what if it's that? What if all the things that I walked away believing was not good enough for that relationship was actually her projecting something that has nothing to do with me? I'll give y'all a good example, and then I'm gonna end this. Have you ever had the right person in front of you, but it was the wrong time? Have you ever had the right person in front of you? You was like, oh my God, you are so good. Like, but right now I need to heal from my past situation. Have you experienced that? Yes. Most people have experienced that. Now, I mean, whether it's relationships, whatever it may have been, most people have experienced that. So it wasn't that person that was the problem. It was you knew that you had to heal from something else. This was coming from something other than this person. How that person received it was, I'm not good enough. Now let's flip it one more time, because I'm trying to flip your perspective. You are that person. That person projected something onto you, and now you perceive yourself in the way that you think that person was perceiving you. When all the while that person that you was with, they had something else going on. It wasn't you. Or maybe they're attracted to the wrong type of people. It wasn't you. Be honest with yourself if you cheated or if you did something that was honestly wrong. But if you're just in a frenzy of, wait a minute, I did everything I was supposed to do. What happened? That can be the perspective that you need to be walking around with. No, that person had healing to do. That person grew up in a toxic family. And I didn't bring them something toxic, so they didn't want me. I'm not what they're used to. But that doesn't mean I need to be toxic. That doesn't mean I need to be a playboy. That doesn't mean that I need to be anything other than who I am. Because God created somebody out there for me that's going to see me. But they can only see me if I'm being me. So I can't stray away from me, become somebody else so now I'm likable. No. No. Hey, man. Hey, I know I said I was going to answer multiple questions on this TikTok, but I kind of got carried away for about an hour now or 45 minutes, whatever it's been. But hey, man, look, I hope this touched home for somebody. If y'all want me to do more videos like this, just turn the camera on, let me know. Comment below, because I can edit this video up myself. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I pay my editor a lot of money. Shout out to my editor. But them other videos that I do with my sister and stuff, and I'm still gonna do more videos with that. Shout out to Daisha, Mod, Kadiri. Shout out to everybody that's been on my pod, Roland. Shout out to all of y'all. We still gonna do more videos with y'all, but I want to do some individual videos too, where I could just get it out. Cause sometimes there's some things I want to say, but I don't want to cut everybody else off, So if you want me to do more videos like this, make sure you comment below. Hey, man, peace, love, and happiness. Until next time, it's been your boy on the Buggy Down Podcast. I'm out of here, man. Peace.